Hey, what's up, guys? It is Rapmark here. So, doing my review for episode 5 of She Hulk, titled Mean Green and Straight Poured into These Jeans. So, what did I think of this episode coming up? Or of this one that I just saw? It was kind of uninspiring, to be honest. So I only watched this about an hour ago, um, and like I watched it. I watched it all the way through, but it occurred to me that I didn't actually have any sort of emotional response. Which, I mean, I know they're going for comedy here, but the comedy just really didn't hit on this one, and this episode seemed light. Um, like we got nothing. We got no cameo. We got no action scenes. I mean, we watched Pug, and I have confirmed. Like I've seen these episodes, the first three that he's in, and man, they just seem to have changed the hell out of him to just make him like so over the top. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing? And I don't know. Like I get that this show may not be directed toward necessarily me. It could be directed, like it seems like it's very strongly directed towards women, um, because man, they really hate on the men in this series. Not gonna lie. Whereas they really play down like any sort of like real drama that you'd have at like women in the workplace, like with the whole thing with Book and She-Hulk, where it's just like, I'll do this, but we're not friends. We're, I am representing you, and it's just like, yeah, like nothing's played on. Things that would make for compelling, interesting drama, interpersonal relationships is just sort of glazed over. And when it comes to women, and then it is just massively built and thrown way over the top when it comes to men. And it just it just doesn't like if you appreciate that, I understand there are women that watch this and they love it, and I still respect that opinion. I get it from that point of view, but as the MCU is direct, like it has a big fan base. It has a lot of fans, and there's not a lot of women. Like, wow, that okay, never mind. So, I mean, it has a lot of like it's not just women. So, I mean, I can appreciate like trying to get diversity and beefing up women a little more, but man, doing it the way they're doing it in this show is just kind of it just comes off as rather ingenuous, if that makes sense. And again, like I know friends who probably think this show is great, and you know what? That's valid. It just literally just isn't catered for me. I like stuff that's a bit more to a broader audience, and this one seems just very, very catered to women, in my opinion. You know. So moving on from there, again, you kind of have these like side things going on. She's trying to find her friend is trying to find good clothing. Let's see what else we got going on. So Tatiana has trademarked her thing, and she's literally selling like just all these beauty products and like snake oil, whatever. Uh, And yeah, she kind of has to deal with that. Um, there is some courtroom stuff here, but again, it's not good. Like I'm glad they didn't make the judge just a complete and total just dumbass like last time. Um, you know, there but I mean, there's stuff that's telegraphed. Again, they don't know like how to write it. They've admitted that. I've read the interviews and all that, and it's just like get someone to help you write these. Like the humor was just not hitting. There there were a couple things here that like got us, but for the most part, I just really didn't feel like laughing at all. Like I didn't feel really anything. I mean, I'm also not like these guys, and yeah, it's guys who are just like, this show is terrible. This is awful. All they're doing is rah, rah, rah. No, like this this isn't a great show. This isn't a bad show. It just it's just kind of a middling kind of like kind of show in my opinion. I don't hate it, but at this point I'm enjoying it a lot less because it's just not the elements are there. I like a lot of the elements here, like her coworkers and a lot of the side stuff that happens, and just on paper it sounds really good. I just don't think the writers are up to it to make it as funny as they want it to be. Um, and it's unfortunate because again, like I really do see the elements that could make this a really entertaining and glorious show and even have some compelling moments because there is the element of certain interpersonal dramas, but again, it just doesn't feel like they're writing it that well, and it's kind of sad, and it's in some parts it is actually kind of annoying. um let's see, the CGI still looked absolutely terrible, you know especially in her suit. I mean, she's going to get a new one, so hopefully that we can actually get it to look good. But I don't know. We could just be stuck with that. I was really hoping for some build up, and that things would start ramping up. This one kind of feels more like filler, to be honest, which is sad. We only have four more episodes to go, guys. Uh, like they need to start ramping stuff up because I'm kind of just like I'm just sort of trailing off. It's kind of like the whole physics. You'll trail off, but then it'll start to just sink down. And I want this to be a good show. Like again, when I look at all the elements, I'm seeing something that sounds really funny, really entertaining, and engaging at the same time. But then the writing comes, and it's just like, why? It, I don't know. I wish these shows would actually get help with writing some of these things, because we've had this before where people are just like, oh, we're not doing that aspect of it, and or we're not good at doing this. And it's just like, then find people who are. You can get help. Like these shows get so much money thrown at them. Like, come on. Uh it is all kind of frustrating. But yeah, that's sort of my thoughts into this one. It's oh god, and then it goes through the whole thing of going through the people she's dated before to win her case. Like it was, oh my gosh, it was that was actually kind of cringe, but it's whatever. Um, so what would I give this? Uh, it just wasn't memorable. I didn't think it was bad, but it was disappointing, and it just felt like filler So I'm gonna give it a 4, to be honest, because yeah, again, this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I've seen way worse. I would much rather watch this show than, if you've seen my scores and watched my review of that, than Miss Marvel. That was that was bad. Uh, not, but still not the worst thing I've ever seen. Whoo! Uh, but no, I can't say I'm at this point enjoying this series, but I'm not bored with it either. So I'm just kind of along for the ride, and I'm gonna see where it goes, and hopefully it takes me on a surprising trip for these last 4 episodes, because I'm just kind of like, eh, just kind of muddling through at this point. So anyway, let's go to the whole show breakdown. So we have the whole She-Hulk thing. Uh, Walters, she's all these commercials are on, everything on the radio, billboards, everything like to She-Hulk, a new line of beauty project products. And it's just like the fact that and I can see that she's still trying to play off the whole like I don't like She-Hulk, I don't like the name She-Hulk, but I kind of accept it. It doesn't bother me. It clearly bothers her. And I could, like, again, that could be really funny. Like, on paper, that does sound amusing. But the way it was written and portrayed here, it was just like, eh. So, kind of sad. Holloway comes in and he's just like, he's kind of a dick with her. And so has Book come in. She and they both need to get done with it. Let's see, what do we? Oh, before that though, yeah, she actually goes to T- Titania's place where she's selling all these things. And it's just like, yeah, there wasn't even any real drama. Like, so I've looked into the She-Hulk stuff. Like, I was kind of acquainted with them, but not really. But I've looked into them a lot more now. Like, Titania was really obsessed. Like, everything, like, whatever she could do to get under her skin, get close to her, that was their dynamic. And with this, it's just like, it could have been portrayed so much like that, but she just felt kind of like again, off to the side, just not really directly involved. And it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it just wasn't very compelling in terms of that. Then we go into So then we go into a side thing. So her friend Ramos and Pug changed Pug because that is not the Pug we were introduced to. I'm sorry. It is not the Pug we were introduced to. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But Ramos. So they want to acquire a superhero outfit for Walters so that she doesn't have to wear these huge oversized clothes for when she goes into Walters from She-Hulk, because she has an outfit that fits for She-Hulk, but then when she goes back into Walters, it just sort of becomes this huge all-encompassing thing that just swallows her. So they do get into it. I do kind of like this whole. I liked the going into the boba shop, and from there the guy sells knockoff stuffs, and then he sends them to the actual guy. It's just Avengers, Avenger. Yeah, it's that was that was kind of funny to me. Um, and then there's the fact that he collects shoes, one for stocking and one for rocking, because he's about to get a pair of shoes. I forget what it was. Like again, there were some parts of this episode that were very forgettable. But anyway, Book and Walters countersued Titania to regain the Holt trademark. And in the courtroom, Titania and her lawyers show all these things where it's just like, I will not answer that name. I am not She-Hulk. And the judge is like, you better have something, or else I'm going to favor him or I'm going to rule in favor of the defendant, Titania. Um, so they do have something where she does that interview in the last episode, where she at last accepts, whether I like it or not, I am She-Hulk. And then randomly we break for recess until Thursday. I mean, all right, a bit convenient. So on the way on that, well, before we get into that, so Todd, one of her unsuccessful dates, I think it was the creepy one that was just like specimen or something, like they called her a specimen or something. And I don't know if that's building up to anything. At this point, I just need something to happen, you know, because the only thing that is on its face value is to just establish that she can use her dating app history to establish a record of her identifying as She-Hulk. And yeah, so there we go. We're back into court. It's Thursday. She gets all these dates, all these. Oh my gosh. And it's just like, even the nice one, the one that she fell gaga for and then left as he met her as Walters, he's just like, you know, I wouldn't have dated her if she'd identified as Jennifer Walters. She's not my type, not my thing. But She-Hulk's amazing. And it's just like, oh my god, dude. Like, it's just so on the nose. It's just like, are there guys like that? Yes. Should it be talked about? Yes, it can be. But man, it's just so over the top in this show that it's just it's a lot for me. Like I said, I get it if you like that kind of humor, if you like that kind of messaging, you know I'm just talking to this as it pertains to me, and I just chalk it up to this show is just probably not made for me, which is unfortunate, but whatever. So anyway, she wins the cases based on that, and establishes a tentative friendship with, but like again, we're not friends. We're called, and it just seemed to happen really fast, and I'm just like, oh no, like there's no compelling emotional beats, and I get it if this is a light-hearted thing, the comic was as well. It took everything very lightly and stuff like that, but I mean, this just seems forced. Like there was no big moment that actually rose up to this. Super, it's super, but yeah, it seems rushed. I think it just has bad writing. I don't think the writers are up to writing what they intended this show to be. Is sadly what I think it is. And anyway, she then acquires her new customized outfits as she goes to try him on, and there we get a cameo of Daredevil's helmet, the red suit. And so hopefully he'll have in there. I hope they're rebooting him. I hope they do him justice because, man, this show needs help and quick. Because, like I said, it's not good. It's not bad. It's just kind of, nah. You know, kind of middling its way through. And this episode was definitely a prime example of that, sitting at a 4 out of 10. So anyway, I think that's it for this episode. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed. This will be the first of 2 videos to make up for the 2 days I've missed. So I'm doing 2 today and 2 tomorrow. So anyway, I'll be posting this soon along with another one. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.